Today we're going to talk about this hair tool here, and I mentioned this initially from a video, a couple of days ago, a few days ago, about the leave-in sprays and treatments and hair oils that I use to help manage the frizz and the breakage that I've been getting in my hair, because it is very dry, it is naturally gray, and it is postmenopausal hair, so it's a lot drier than it was before. So today I'm going to do a quick unboxing of this hair tool because I did repurchase it. And because what happened was, as I was putting the link for this hair tool in that video, I noticed on Amazon that this was on sale. I originally bought this at the original price of $39.99, which I think is really expensive for a hair tool like this, but I was intrigued because it's a larger barrel compared to the smaller teeny tiny ones that they had available to us back then. I've been looking for something that was able to handle long hair. These size barrels don't work on long hair, and you'll find that your hair will get tangled in it. And when I found this, I decided to buy it. I originally purchased this in January of 2026. It is now August. And it's been working really well for me since then, and it's not pooped out on me. It still is going strong. All right, so let's unbox this little guy here. So this is by Farery, whatever, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. All right, so this is me unboxing this. For not the first time, but this is this recent order. So it comes in nice and clean, unlike unlike this original one that's really super dirty, because I did use it on my hair today, you could see, and I've been out and about running errands. So this is how well it tames my frizz. You know, it's what works for me. We can talk about how I did my hair later. All right, so taking the plastic out. So you see here, this is much dirtier and there's product on it. But you see here, the bristles are just like these smaller ones here, thermal brushes here. And it's kind of, it helps to grip the hair. But let's talk about this a little bit more organized here. Now this is 2.4 inches. I know that on the original video where I first showed this, I said 3 inches, but I've been corrected by the information on Amazon. This is 2.4 inches, and it has multiple heat settings: 280, 320, 360, 390, and then 420. When I use this for my hair, I don't go all the way to 420. I just stop at 280. Everybody's hair is different, all right? And what works for me might not work for you. If you have super, super thick hair, like thick, coily hair, it's recommended that you actually blow out your hair first, which is a lot of heat, I understand, and then you can use the high temperature to really straighten it out and smooth it. But for my hair, I wash my hair the night before, and then I use this, but at this low setting of 280 degrees. Last night, I washed my hair and I applied the Pantene leave-in conditioner. This was the inexpensive one that I mentioned in my other video. I applied this trying to get through this bottle. I have another bottle to finish of this because it came in a 3-pack, but I applied this in my hair and let it air dry. And then this morning, because I had a lot of stuff to do, I decided to do my hair. I applied this Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil, and this is my heat protectant, and it softens my hair, it controls the frizz, and it's also a nice heat protectant. And yes, and I polished my hair with this little tool here. So what comes in the box is this package. I haven't opened it, but there's like little clips here. Let me just open it for you. But there are these 2 clips here to help section out your hair. I don't use these I use these claw clips here because yeah, what I do is I will section off my hair and let out segments and then use the hair tool on it. But yes, these alligator clips, is that what they're called? I think, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's 2 of them that it comes with, plus a little cleaning brush. It looks like a tiny little, cute little rake here. Hopefully you can see that. Anyways, and it helps to brush out all of the hair off of the actual barrel here and keeps it a little bit clean. Do I use that often? No, I don't. But it's nice to have. All right, it's nice to have for your own personal hairbrush. All right, so let's talk about this. I'm going to move the dirty one over here, and we'll manhandle this guy here. So, couple of things. When you have long hair, and I know this is my own personal review because I've been able to use this now for 8 months now, and it's still going strong. When you have long hair, couple of places where your hair can snag on this is right here, right at the seam between the cap and the actual stem here, the neck. Right here is where they come together, and your hair can actually get stuck in there and get caught up, and it'll snag your hair. So be careful when you do your hair. I would recommend you do small sections, like let's say this, like that's a small section, and then you wrap it around your hair like this, right? And then you kind of twirl it. And I keep twirling it so that I can have, I'm gonna not brush my hair because it'll get crazy and big. And I twirl my hair around it, small sections, so that it's not going beyond the width here, the sides, because it will snag in this hair, in this little seam here, and it's painful when you have to pull your hair out. All right, the other places that your hair, your long hair can snag is underneath the cap here, this plastic cap, and down here. So again, take smaller sections so that you aren't getting your hair caught here, or underneath here and here, because again, we don't want to pull out any more hair than what's already breaking, right? So we want to be careful with that. Now let's take a look here. It claims that it has argan oil, keratin, and tourmaline, 3x less damage, healthier result. Does it really do all of those things? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But for me, really the only reason I bought this is because it helps to polish the ends of my long hair. It protects my hair as well, and not protects it, but it keeps it. I liked that it has this low temperature of 280 degrees. Okay, I really like that because, as I said in that other video, I don't like to apply too much heat to my hair these days. I wash my hair every other day now. I used to be an everyday washer, but now I've because my hair has gotten so dry and fragile, I try to wash it every other day. That to me is a healthy balance between not feeling icky and keeping my hair from getting too dry. Sometimes I can stretch it to the next day, but by the end of that day I have to wash it because I just can't stand the feeling of my scalp. All right, but for me right now I do every other day. And the other thing, I don't use this every other day. I try to get away with just washing my hair, letting it air dry, and putting in a leave-in conditioner and, you know, bundling it up. I can talk about that some other time. Let's get back to this guy here. Sorry. It does have a safety shut off because I have left this on before. You know, I'll run downstairs and then I'll get distracted and then forget that I left this on. But I do put it in the sink so that way it's not burning my counter or anything else. So when I get done, you know, I stick it in the sink so that way it's not touching anything else. but it does have an auto shut off of 60 minutes, and it has dual voltage, 120 and 240. So it is available like if you're elsewhere outside of the United States. And let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Yes, so it has a nice long cord, long enough for home use. I wouldn't say it's long enough like if you're a salon, if you work in a salon. I don't think that that's that long. I think hot tools, because it is used by a lot of hairdressers, it tends to have the longer cord, but this one is just, I think it's because it's for home use, it isn't that long, and it does swivel, so it's nice. And I wouldn't say that these buttons really get in the way to when you're doing your hair. I don't personally like end up switching temperatures at all because these buttons are kind of a little bit flush. So unless you're putting your fingers right here, you're not going to really be switching temperatures. And that's the other thing, is once it sets, like within a minute, I think it says on here it heats up in like maybe 60 seconds. I can't remember. I saw it earlier. But anyways, it heats up really, really quickly, maybe 60 seconds, if not less. But especially since I use it here at the 240 mark or 280 mark, it doesn't require a whole lot of time for it to get to temperature. But anyways, these buttons, once it's set to that temperature, I think you have to hold it down for a while, at least a few seconds, to get it to flash so you can move it up and down or adjust the temperature up and down. And also same thing with the off button, you have to hold it down for a few seconds in order for it to turn off. All right. It says here also that the brushes have been improved, because I think some of the complaints in the of this brush is that the bristles will melt or shed or break off. For me, again, because I don't use it, I'm going to move this guy here. Because I don't use it at very high temperatures, my brushes won't melt because it's only at 280. The one issue that I have had with this that you guys have to be really careful with is that if you take this like on a vacation, you put it in your luggage, what can happen is if you put this in with your clothes and you put a bunch of heavy stuff on it, you will push these bristles in. You'll deform the bristles, it'll go inside there, and once it deforms, you're not going to be able to fix it. All right, so be very careful when you're traveling. I usually will wrap like a t-shirt or something around it, something really light, so I'm not adding weight to my luggage, but I'll wrap something around it to protect the bristles, and also because I might have product or something in here and I don't want it all over my clothes, but I'll wrap a t-shirt around it and just kind of nestle it in between clothing. But I try not to put anything, I try not to overpack, but I always do. But I'm very careful about smashing it because I don't want to smash the bristles. Because once the bristles, you see here, this is brand new, and so the bristles are kind of all even. But there are a few here that are a little bit shorter than the others, but you don't want to smash these because then you won't have anything to grab your hair with. So be very careful when you travel with this. Don't smash the bristles, especially when it's hot. It'll get so deformed and you're not going to be able to use it. And the only reason I know that is because I had 2 of these and I did that, and it deformed the bristles, and then you'll never be able to use the brush again. Anyways, so back to this guy here. I still really, really like it. It comes in this blue color and the pink. The blue one is currently on sale, and I'll have that link down in the description if you want to use that link. You don't have to, but if you want to make it easier on yourself, just click that button. But anyways, it comes in pink, but the pink one is not on sale. It's originally $39.99, so I was like, no, I'll get the blue one again. So, and the only reason I got an extra one of these is, one, because it's on sale and I really like the original, and it has stood the test of time for me, and it's still going strong. But the other is that I am going to be going back to Hawaii, and I wanted to have this there. And because I'm in Hawaii at weird times, I know I can get this shipped there, but it doesn't, there's no such thing as overnight over there. Just to let you know, like Prime, it's not like that. It's like Prime, I'll get it in about 5 days, 7 days, that's how it works in Hawaii. So I wanted to bring this along with me, so I have this with me there and I don't have to bring it back and forth. But I really, really like this. Now, before I was using this is kind of like the end of the review for this. Oh, but sorry. This does not have hot air coming through it, all right? It is simply just a thermal brush, okay? So I don't want you guys going, oh, but it doesn't work on wet hair. It's not meant to work on wet hair, maybe damp hair, but it does not have any heat coming out of it, just the barrel is hot. And I like that better because, the Revlon hot air brushes, I have that, but I have it in the hot tools and I don't use that anymore because it's too hot for my hair. So I've stopped using that. I only use these. This is nice. It's light. I can do all around my hair. And again, it's not a whole lot of heat. So if you have fine hair now, like I do, I've lost a lot of hair. If you see all of my other videos before, my hair was a lot thicker, and now because of menopause and dry hair and gray hair, my hair just was shedding and breaking. It was awful. So I'm in the process of regrowing it and taking better care of it. Let's see, what else do I want to say? This gives me nice natural loose curls, not tighter curls. It is more of like a blowout, natural blowout look. The other hair tool that I use if I want more of a defined curl for my hair are these hair tools like this. I'm sure you guys have seen brushes like this. And this is really for straightening out hair, but I use it to create curls in my hair. I used to use flat irons, but I don't use flat irons anymore. Again, it's a heat thing. This one, if I need my curls to last a little longer, I use this. And if I want it more defined, I use this. And I have several of these. And then for more natural everyday look, I use this. So I know I'm a little bit all over the place and scattered as I'm doing this review, but I don't know what else to tell you other than I really like this tool, so much so that I bought a second one, and I love it just because I have long hair and it's got a bigger barrel, and then number two, it has all of these multi-heat levels, and I'm able to get the results I want at 280 degrees with, and still get a polished look to the ends of my hair without it getting big and frizzy. All right, now if you're done, if you don't want to hear anymore, that's the end of kind of pretty much the review of this. I like it. If you like it, there's a link down below, and it has stood the test of time. All right, now from here forward, let me show you the other tool that I used before I bought this. I was using this. Now it's gross because it's got product in it and I've had it for a long time. And this is the Hot Tools Professional, it's like an oval brush. And again, it's a thermal brush and it's got the plastic thick bristles. And I was using this for the longest time for my hair. And again, it comes in multiple heat settings, and I don't have the specifics on this, but I was just showing you the alternative. If you have long hair, I was using this before I got this, and this is by Hot Tools, and this is hard to come by. I can't find this very often. It'll often sell out. But the reason why I stopped using this one, not because it stopped working for me, but because it's heavier. This is like, you can use it at a salon because I think that the cord is a lot longer, but it's really heavy. And if you're having to do like the top part of your head, sometimes the weight, if you have some like mobility problems, like I busted my shoulder, and so I injured my shoulder. Busted, where did that come from? I feel like I'm around my kids. I injured my shoulder, proper, it's a more grown-up term, right? I injured my shoulder, and so I have very restricted mobility here in my right shoulder. So I tend to use the lighter one here. And as you can see, it's a lot harder here. I'm a lot flatter on top here because I can't use this up here as much, but it doesn't matter. That's not part of the review. But yes, I was using this before. This is the Hot Tools oval shaped large barrel brush, thermal brush, but now I use this one. All right, and what else can I tell you? Let's see, I think that's it. Last night, like I said, I used this, and then I used this this morning to tame the frizz, and you know, this hairstyle here will last me through tomorrow. And tonight what I'll do is, when I shower, I'll kind of tie it up and then put it in a kind of pineapple or a bun up here, and then do the rest of my shower, wash my face and everything. And I don't wear a shower cap because that's an extra step that I won't do. That'll keep the hair kind of intact. And then I just let it out, sleep on it. And then the next day, if I brush it out, you know, like if I slept really crazy and my hair's all over the place and I need to brush it out, I will. And it'll still hold the curl a little bit, but I'll put a little oil on the ends to keep the frizz down. Otherwise, it'll be crazy if I brush my hair. That's the biggest thing. When your hair is naturally frizzy now, you gotta be careful with how often you brush it and the stuff that you put on it. All right, anyways, hopefully this review, commentary, whatever, was helpful to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer it. But yes, if you have long hair like me, 2.4 inch barrel here for this thermal hairbrush works great. And it's been running for 8 months. I've not had any problems. Be careful with the bristles. All right, have a great day, guys. I love you, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye.